we can proceed in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, I am Brendan Carey, and today we are going to continue our detective work in LA Noire.
We keep all our tools in here.
Oh, how to do this
Be my
again?
guest? You sure you guys aren't interested in a new car? Huh? Maybe a used car. I have some nice used cars for guys your wage bracket.
All right.
Why don't you give us some alone time, Dewey? Go sell some cars or whatever it is that you do here.
So I guess we didn't quite finish up here. Well, we did, but now we had to redo the puzzle that we did last time by seeing what wrench is missing, by putting all the wrenches in their proper place. This won't take long. It's a pretty elementary puzzle.
One left.
Gabriel Delgado is missing a 3/4. No good. We need diplomatic plates.
Alright, let's see what else we have here in this room. According to the guide, this is all the evidence we need in this garage. So it's like the game is still glitching out with the music cues, which kind of sucks, because that's actually a really cool feature. And if it is not working, it's not working. This port's kind of bad of the game, but at least it's functioning.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions.
Alright, let's ask.
Packards are great cars, but this doesn't look like the kind of place favored by foreign embassies. How do you know about this?
I don't know Valdez. The embassy bought the car. All I know is he must know a quality car when he sees one.
Obvious lie.
And I know a shyster when I see one. You and Valdez are in this together.
Me and Valdez? I hardly know him. Valdez wouldn't wipe his shoes with me.
We've talked to Valdez. He was very obliging. He told us all about the arrangement the two of you had. And now quit wasting our time.
Okay. So I met Valdez in a bar. We cut a deal and he bought the car through the embassy. I cut him some change on the side. It happens all the time.
Where can we find Delgado?
I don't know. Sure as hell isn't here.
Yeah, I did too, Kelly, but I'm okay with that.
You're lying. You've got him holed up somewhere.
I'm having nothing to do with that kid. You can't prove any different.
Like I made a mistake.
Yep. You sure did.
Address, Dewey, or my partner shoves her head in a car door.
Okay, all right. Apartment 3, 103 Hill Street. And tell him from me, if he ever shows his face around
I feel bad saying his face looks like it's melting, because that's an actual dude's face. Also, that picture right there for this guy is really unflattering.
A wrench from this dealership was used to strip the wheels from a Packard last night, Mr. Dewey. A couple of Hispanics were seen taking parts.
We've had a spate of.
By the way, are you having any difficulty hearing the game audio, guys? Just wanted to ask that question.
Steal anything the minute your back is turned.
writing, Dewey. Spill it. You don't want the
Perfect.
LAPD getting too interested in this place.
So I hire a few illegals. It's cheaper than hiring returning GIs. They have less attitude.
Uh-oh, he hires
Downside
illegal
is,
immigrants.
They're a little light-fingered.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Dewey.
No
Fun
problem.
fact,
God
immigrants,
damn that kid.
illegal or otherwise,
Just an honest
do
car
less
salesman.
crime than
Seems like you
non-immigrants.
just don't know who you can trust these days.
Going to movies, Dewey. You're missing your calling. We really ought to take more time over the Packard, Phelps. Let's head back to the empty lot.
Let's do the Galata's residence actually, because I have no reason to go back to the empty lot because we've already searched everywhere, even though the game is clearly glitching out.
Can you drive to this one? And where exactly are we going?
This is a little X territory, but then again, it's also LA.
You read this story in the Examiner about the Navy developing three-dimensional movies? What's a dimension? You know, like a graph.
I love these scenes because it tells you how much of a nerd Cole Phelps is compared to people of his time.
That's ridiculous. Scare people out of the theater. God's name would want that.
I don't know. People scoffed at the idea of
Like,
color. Look what we have now.
it's like when Ezio drinks coffee in Assassin's Creed 2 and goes, "Man, this could use some more milk and sugar." And it's like, yo, try not to lean too hard on the third wall, guys.
Okay, let's see what Gabriel has to say for himself.
Or the fourth wall, I should say.
Already flown.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
What the hell is this guy doing?
You bet you remember that, because I remember that very clearly. Is this even the right house? Did I go to the... am I supposed to go to the house across the street from here? Just barging into somebody's house. Okay. That happened. Cole Phelps just walking over doors. Or walking into doors? I don't know how to describe what I just did.
LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Gabriel Delgado.
Gabriel?
We're from the police. Policia, you understand?
Yes, I understand. Could you come inside?
What is your name?
Ana Rodriguez.
Is Gabriel Delgado here, Ms. Rodriguez?
No. What do you want with Gabriel? Is he in trouble?
Stay where you are, Ms. Rodriguez. We need to take a look around.
But he is not here. I have told you.
Check out the surrounds. I'll stay with the broad.
Stefan is probably the best partner in the game,
So how far
but he's also a partner from the 50s, so, you know, take it or leave it.
Nearly 20 weeks.
Right. So how's it gonna be when you go into labor and he's not around?
Wow, Stefan.
He will
That's
be your
kind of
father.
cruel.
Already he works hard to provide for us.
Unless you help us here, Anna, your little one won't be seeing
Difficult
Papa
to tell
for a
whether
very
it's the
long
suspect
time.
vehicle from the scene. Certainly
I feel mixed about that because, like, he is clearly racist, or at least, you know, got some opinions about shit, but that's also fairly tame for someone in their,
Serving breakfast for two, Anna?
in the 50s. Like, he's actually, like, otherwise not a terrible dude. And you do have to consider the times, with a character like him especially.
Circumstantial.
It's mixed. It's mixed. I have mixed opinions about this topic.
appear to be connected.
The table to the left in the living room.
We really ought to take more time over the Packard, Phelps. Let's head back to the empty lot.
This game feels like it's really glitching for some reason today. In the shed in the backyard. Okay, let's go to the backyard. Yeah, it does only go so far. You're right. It does only go so far. And like, for example, Roy Earl gets no defense. And we'll get to that in a bit.
Looks like
When we get to the Weiss case, which will be in a while. I'm looking for the license plate. There.
Diplomatic license plates.
Yeah, you're right. It really does only goes so far, but yeah, that's the issue with Rockstar in general. Is that they don't really consider the implications behind what they do. It uses the language of racism without making any actual meaningful discussion on that subject. Just kind of wants to use it to be quote-unquote edgy. Wow. There is one more clue I'm supposed to get. Which is the, Yeah. That's not an accurate idea, is that they only really want the free pass to use racist slurs. Alright, let's talk, I
You're in
guess.
serious trouble, Miss Rodriguez.
But Gabriel is not here. I have done nothing wrong. You must give me a chance to speak. You came to me, officer. You could at least listen.
You gonna, like, select? Thank
Why did
you.
he steal the car, Anna?
The customer insulted him. He has his honor, no?
His honor, Anna?
He said Dewey's friend tried to make a woman out of him. He no longer respects this man, Dewey. He took the car to show this maricon that he is a man.
Oh, okay, there's some homophobia going on in here, I see.
Tell us the truth, Anna.
Oh yeah, because the counselor is gay and was trying to solicit him for sex. I
I've seen
remember
him for
now.
At least 3 nights.
You keep lying to me, and I'll send you and your baby to jail.
He lives here, but he hasn't come home. I swear it.
You lie to me and I will send you and your baby to jail. Stay classy, Cole Phelps. Stay classy.
Enough, Anna. There are signs all over this place that he's been back.
He was here last night. I have never seen him so angry. He went out to his shed and put some things in it. I don't know what, and I don't want to know. I love him.
We found a license plate matching our stolen vehicle in the shed. Add in the assortment of parts, and we can make Gabriel for a dozen other thefts. It's time to get serious, Anna.
You must ask these questions of Gabriel. I know nothing of these car parts.
Yeah, sure. I totally believe you.
You're lying, Anna. I think you're a willing accomplice in these robberies.
What proof do you have that I stole the cars?
Well,
Looks like I was mistaken.
whoops.
Then tell us where he is. If your baby is born in prison, Anna, the corrections officers will take it from you. You will see your son or daughter through a metal grate for half an hour a week.
The start line is on 1st and Santa Fe.
Cole Phelps.
There is a spillway under
Great
the bridge
guy.
that leads to the river. Many policia have wrecked trying to follow him.
We will put in a good word for you, Anna. As far as we're concerned, this sits with Gabriel.
Start line. That sounds like a street race to me. It's gotten out of hand this last year.
I guess I don't get the last piece of
No wonder
evidence.
Delgado has such an eye for fine automobiles. We know where the kid is. Let's go stop these clowns and get them off the streets.
Oh well. One piece of evidence is not a big deal. We're gonna do any property damage during the street race.
The big case and got promoted?
You know the way. You can drive.
Where are we going?
Yeah. Rockstar has kind of become
What
weirdly
kind of man
safe.
leaves his pregnant girlfriend at home while he goes off to play cars?
Pregnant girlfriends aren't always a barrel of laughs. Everyone needs to let off a little steam. Some guys wouldn't come back home at all.
Are you talking from experience?
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Red Ford. That's Delgado right there.
Quick! They're getting away!
Phelps, 1247. Requesting assistance at 1st and Santa Fe. Reports of an illegal street.
Stay on Delgado. Getting away.
I know.
Gonna lose him. Quick as we shut one of these races down, another one springs up somewhere else.
All right, now I've got to drive, and I want to be quiet for a bit because I need to focus.
Wrap him around a lamppost. The next 16-year-old I have to peel off the sidewalk, your call. I've had enough of those to last me a lifetime.
Okay.
Step on it, Phelps. Take him out.
He just ran into me.
Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
I know, right? Because technically, Ruskowski drove all the way here. I guess, but like in between shots, we just magically changed cars. You know, for being a really fast racer, he's not really great.
Come on, get the feedback, get the red Ford. Damn it, Cole, hold it steady.
Gabriel Delgado, you're under arrest for Grand Theft Auto.
Fuck you, puto! You should speak to the maricón. Valdez, I showed him. Now who's the man? I should have burned his fucking car.
This is just a bunch of bad people. Which is no.
You got a foreign dignitary outed as a fruit and a kitty raper, a car dealer we're gonna let slide for the kickbacks, and a street punk car thief who sure as hell won't be taking liberties with other people's autos again anytime soon. That, Detective Phelps, is not a bad haul. You keep your chin low and your hands high, and you keep bringing me clearances just like that one. That's textbook policing, and we need more of it in this department.
He likes us. Job well done. We got a 5, probably a 4-star rating, but, you know, still a good rating. Cool. I don't really care about rating that much though, so it's fine. I've already got the platinum trophy with this game on the PS3, so
You have
whatever.
any plans for Weekend Liberty, Jack?
My sisters have been working in Los Angeles in a bomber factory. They're coming down to visit. I'm meeting them at the station at 6.
Good for you, Jack. Are they cute?
They're my sisters, Hank.
Attention! Final inspection before Liberty.
Good job, Kelso.
Because I was
Are we going somewhere, gentlemen? Full inspection. It had better be exceptional if any of you want liberty this weekend. Kelso, this carbine. The bore is dirty.
No, it isn't.
Are you arguing with me, Kelso?
Do what you need to do, Sergeant. You know the bore's immaculate.
Weekend Liberty canceled. 2-day field drill. Clean this rifle.
No.
Do you know the penalty for insubordination, Kelso?
Jack, don't do it.
Forget him, Hank. He doesn't have what it takes. Are you two finished? Are you going to clean this rifle?
No, Sergeant. Cole is right. I'm going to stop playing games and join a rifle company and fight the real enemy.
Yeah. To answer your question, why I got the platinum trophy in this game, it's because I was bored and a teenager and kind of stupid, and nothing else to do with my time.
Gentlemen, I just got this handed to me. A hit-and-run felony at Ray's Cafe, 208 North Los Angeles. Got a patrolman on site. The coroner's on his way. Get down there, see if you can find any witnesses who can put a make on the car.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn thing.
Yep, guy got wrecked. Hit and run. Yeah, that's why I don't feel particularly bad about like my ratings, because I've already flexed my dick enough with this game. I don't need to flex any harder. It's fine, whatever. The worst part wasn't even that I was getting all the fucking cars. That was the worst part of this game.
You can drive.
Looks like the DA is going to press charges. Anna Rodriguez might do time.
I'll speak to the DA. She suffered enough.
I don't know, Cole. She's an easy make, and the DA likes convictions.
I'll convince him to let it go.
How you do that?
I'll give him something better.
That's nice of Cole. Well, like one of the few nice things he does. The designated partner drive, you just, here, on the controller, Y, pressing it lets the, makes you drive, holding it down lets the partner drive. It's really that simple. It's holding the button down as opposed to pressing it.
Cole Phelps, Traffic. What have we got?
Thick as a white male named Lester Patterson.
And because the open world is the worst part of this game, I tend to let partner drive whenever I have the chance to do so.
Have you canvassed the area?
The only one with anything useful to contribute is the young lady over there. She lives above the bar, named Shannon Perry. No, it's not a stage name. 24 years old, she left Kansas to follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Is that so?
We'll take a formal statement later. Right now, we're going to take a look around.
Alright, time to investigate. Like it's hats. A 50s hat.
Landed on his face and ended up here. Car must have struck him from behind.
That's definitely a dead body. That's definitely a dead body. The game is weird, now that I think about it, because those cutscenes where they talk about Cole and Kelso's time in the army, they basically end after Traffic Case. So you go for like 2/3 of the game, and like you forget about that whole plot, and then it comes back. Like, oh right, I forgot. Army, that was a thing.
Addison has life insurance.
Life insurance policy, that's useful. Useful information. That army plot's relevant, especially in the endgame.
We can notify next of kin.
Have you played LA Noire before, Kelrock? Because that is actually super important. Especially in the Vice and Arson desks. That becomes super relevant later on.
What have you got on the victim?
From all reports, he was intoxicated at the time of the accident. I'll know how intoxicated once I've done the autopsy. Looking him over now, I'd say he died on impact.
What about the chest wound? Isn't that inconsistent?
Very common in auto injuries. Look for a car with a prominent hood ornament. Those things are killers.
Alright, and examine the 3 evidence markers. And, oh yeah, and there's also a garbage can over here.
Knife covered in blood.
Could be a steak knife. This is a hit-and-run case, Phelps. Anyone could have thrown away a kitchen knife.
In any case, we'll want tech services to scrub the alleyway before they bag the knife. Body traveled a good 20 feet.
Careful where you're stepping, Phelps. I don't come down to the station house and tap dance on your desk.
This blood is a long way from the body. Car must have been going like a bat out of hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the driver managed to brake before the impact.
Alright, that should be useful information.
It's all yours, Detective.
Miss Perry?
Yes?
I'm Detective
Yeah, it's a
Phelps.
bloody knife. You're right. That's
My
relevant to the
partner,
case.
Detective Bukowski.
Eyewitness reports.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, I came to the window because I heard people arguing downstairs.
Then what happened?
I saw a car hit that poor man and knock him down the street.
Yep. I feel like I recognize this actress from somewhere.
What kind of car was it?
A dark red Lincoln Continental.
Why are you lying to me, Miss Perry?
You've got rocks in your head. Why would I lie about the car?
There's no reason to assume she lied about the car, but it's fun just to...
For now.
Just to ask that question.
Did you see the license plate?
Only the first 3 letters, I'm afraid. 3C8.
2 of those aren't letters. Objection.
Tell me more about the argument you heard.
Well, there were 2 voices. A man and a woman. That's all.
That's a nice story, Miss Perry, but it's not what really happened.
You think I'm making this up?
Sorry. My mistake.
I love that, like, you can go, I'm so sorry I screwed up, and then still
Why are you holding out on us?
do that.
I'm sorry. tell my story to the newspapers. I'd like to get my picture in the paper. Trying to find work as an actress, and things are pretty difficult.
Cough it up, sister. We don't have all night.
People arguing? They were husband and wife. I could tell by what she was yelling. Intimate things. Very embarrassing for the man.
Thank you, Miss Perry. Your information has been very helpful.
Yeah.
You can go.
Yeah, Caloric, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah, it's like, sorry, I'm so sorry I accused you. Why are you lying to me, you stupid piece of shit?
Certainly got away with the dames, Phelps.
Give it a rest, Bukowski.
Let's see what the patrons have to say.
I'll take the bartender. You work the rest of the room.
Another newspaper.
Come in. Have a seat.
Thanks.
And like I said,
How are you finding working at the clinic?
these cutscenes are story relevant. This is in crucial plot details going on right now. This...
Can I be honest with you, Doctor?
I would hope so, Courtney.
I was hoping that the therapy would be more beneficial.
Treatment can unfortunately be very long-term.
About this therapist and his new apprentice.
Patients are addicts, Doctor.
Many of them have been for years, Courtney. In the past, these people were condemned to sanatoriums. We can reveal the root of the problem. Then we have a chance to help them.
Dated?
Do I detect a hint of reproach, Courtney?
I was expecting...
Do I detect a hint of reproach, Courtney?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to...
Courtney.
Part of being a physician, Courtney, is learning to be patient.
Be patient with your patients.
Them on their medications, Doctor.
Eh?
Many of their addictions are illegal.
Oh, many things in life are gray, Courtney. What may on the surface appear to be illegal is actually of benefit to society at large.
You know, something only a good, honest person says. That's a truly honest, noteworthy physician who says maybe illegal things aren't bad. You should trust that kind of guy who says it in that kind of tone of voice.
I'm Detective Phelps of the LAPD.
How can I help, Detective?
Name would be a good start.
Dudley Lynch. Hired help. I run the place when the owner ain't around.
Where is the owner?
He stepped out. Somebody had to take Lorna, Mrs. Patterson, home.
Yeah, he's not wrong. It's just in that context, he comes off as a really bad guy.
What can you tell me about the accident?
Not a lot. It was busy in here, and all I heard was the impact.
Yeah, doubtful.
So what was he doing outside? It's against licensing regulations to drink on the sidewalk.
Lester and Lorna were having a fight. The owner made him take it outside. It was pretty ugly.
Do you know the victim?
Yeah. Lester Patterson. He's a regular here, or he was.
I have no reason to believe you'd lie to me, but I want to see what it says.
So Patterson just walked in front of the car and you saw nothing. Why are you lying, Lynch?
Any of the patrons will confirm I was here behind the bar when it happened. Can you prove any different?
Nope.
You don't ask, you never find out.
I love the bullshit, like, walkbacks. If you don't shake the tree, you'll never see what falls out.
Not one of your favorite customers?
Lester was special, but not my kind of special.
Was Lester drinking alone?
No. He came here with his
The more I think about this
He didn't
system...
seem too interested in the booze, though.
A witness overheard an argument.
Lester and Lorna.
We'll talk about it more when I actually start failing cases, but... And I wrote about this in my post I haven't posted to my blog yet.
A witness overheard an...
Oh, you can repeat!
Lester and Lorna. There's like airing your dirty laundry in public, is there?
Why was Lorna Patterson in such a hurry to leave? What is going on here?
Lorna was pretty upset, so Leroy took her home.
The thing that annoys me about this system is that
Been talking about opening a new bar.
Leroy.
there is no, like, if you make a mistake, it's permanent. So, like, if you just botch it by choosing, like, if you just do, like, a misclick, you just fucked up permanently. You can't go back. And I really don't like that about the system.
How long have
Even though even though you don't really need all the questions to complete the case, it feels bad.
Bartenders hear all sorts of things. Are you going to tell me, or do we have to start playing rough?
When Lester was
Playing rough.
Lorna like dirt. He gambled away
Rough.
all their money. Lorna pitched Leroy about the bar. I don't know how interested he is.
Is Leroy doing well?
Hell no. The only thing keeping this place afloat are the poker games.
Thanks for your help, Lynch. I'm going to need you to sign a statement with the patrolman.
Sure, no problem.
You get anything out of the regulars?
They weren't giving too much away. They liked watching Lester and Lorna go a few rounds every other day. And Lester was a fan of the love tap.
Ouch. The love tap. That's a way of phrasing it, I suppose.
Operator, give me dispatch.
How?
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
I like that you need to call in because you don't have cell phones in the 50s. But this is kind of agonizing. The more I play through this game, it's like, oh, I kind of have to break for a bit and just watch something happen before I can keep playing. Even though this is technically gameplay. This is gameplay going on right now. But, you know, I agree about this game a lot, and I will keep doing that, but I do like it. Like, I do enjoy a good investigative game.
You're behind the wheel.
Let's go to the Patterson residence. Sure. Let's know the Vic. The Vic of the crime. See if he's got an owl. That's police lingo. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's authentic to the time, but authenticity is sometimes an impediment to getting to the part that you actually want. And I want the detective part. I really don't want to do the bureaucracy part of investigations.
Yes? Hello?
Mrs. Patterson.
Is this about my husband?
We're investigating the incident, ma'am.
I see. Come in, won't you?
Alright.
Can you tell me what happened?
What's to tell? He got hit by a car and now he's dead.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is like the case study of like realism getting in the way of things. Like, and I know people love that game. I will probably play it when the price drops because of the labor practices at Rockstar.
I see. So you probably did well to stick it out this long.
What's that supposed to mean, mister? I think it's about time you left. I have someone here.
I beg your pardon? You're gonna have to run that one by us again, sister.
It's okay, Lorna. I'm Leroy Sabo.
Well, well. Nice to see you're comforting the grieving widow, Mr. Sabo.
All right, wise guy. Do you have any intelligent questions you would like me to answer?
You can confirm Mrs. Patterson's story.
Lester lost at cards. He was kind of hard to control when he lost his temper. He turned without looking and walked right out in front of the car.
Yeah, so that's the story.
What's your relationship with Mrs. Patterson, Mr. Sabo?
We're friends. Good friends.
You expect me to believe that?
Look, I was filing for divorce. Mental cruelty. Lester could be a mean son of a bitch.
And Lester knew about that?
No, I hadn't told him.
Well, hasn't this worked out well for the two of you? I feel almost bad for busting in on this little rendezvous.
Whoops. Oh yeah, she was totally she was having sex and cheating on him. Great. But yeah, it's that thing with authenticity where
He walks straight into
on one hand it's real cool. On the other hand, it gets in the way. And I think it's important when you make a game to remember what the goal of the game is, what the feeling you want the player to come away with is.
Yelling at the whole world. Kind of felt sorry for the driver.
In Rockstar, sometimes, especially like with LA Noire and with Red Dead Redemption 2, I find that they go for realism when the players aren't necessarily looking for realism. They're looking for
So what?
Admit it, you were baiting him, pushing his buttons. We can easily get the full story from the regulars in the bar.
All right. Lester was playing cards out back. He lost, of course, and wanted back in. He suggested I earn the money on my back to get a mistake. That was the proposition he was putting to his so-called buddies. So maybe I was a little angrier than usual. Let's just say I took exception to his idea.
Well, like if the goal is to feel like a detective, I don't feel like a detective when I'm calling in and doing paperwork. I don't really feel like that. But if the goal is to simulate what a detective would do, then maybe this makes sense. It's just perhaps not the best way to... It's not the best... It causes problems.
Go into business together. Can you explain how you'll get the money to do that?
I have a little money saved away.
You're being economical with the truth, Lorna.
You want to back that up?
I love that phrase, economical with the truth.
You increased the premium on Lester's life insurance. GI insurance policies have a $10,000 payout.
It was Leroy's idea. Lester lived on the edge. He was always getting into fights, crap games, pinochle, you name it. Turns out it was good advice.
It speaks to motive and premeditation, Lorna.
You're forgetting the hit-and-run detective.
You and Mr. Sabo have an interesting day.
She does not look like a bad guy in any way.
Now, if you could both just leave.
We're leaving, ma'am. Sorry for your loss. I can see what a tough time you're having with all this.
Oh, I gotta call somebody with the phone. What's... Give me a second, ma'am. I'm just using your telephone.
Operator, message for KGP.
Realism!
Putting you through now.
Immersion!
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Just one, Detective, from the coroner. Message reads, Phelps, see me at Central Morgue immediately. Results of the Pattison autopsy.
Thanks for your help.
Yep. Get out, detective, but first I gotta go and use your fucking phone. Immersion and realism. It's the thing. And you know,
I need to go over the case notes.
this is definitely a making mountains out of molehills kind of thing, because it's really not a big deal. It's just one of those like slight irritations that I have with a lot of games.
Lucky break getting a partial ID.
Rockstar, like, LA Noire is emblematic of a lot of things I really like and hate at the same time, which makes it a really fun game to talk about.
Sure. Never back your enemy into a corner. That kind of stuff.
Right. Well, in a hit and run, the perp is already in flight. It's easier to keep going. It takes a degree of moral courage to stop and accept responsibility.
You're not as dumb as you make yourself out to be.
Wow. Is his hat clipping through the car? His hat clipped through the car. I saw that. God, this is so realistic.
That's the son of a bitch right there. William Shelton?
Yes?
It doesn't look good, Shelton. You packing your bags and making a run for it? You know why we're here.
Yes. The accident.
We've got witnesses who can put this car at the scene, not to mention the physical damage. This is open and shut, Shelton.
Love how he catches it. Yeah, his hat is totally clipping through the car. That's great. I love that. Even worse is like this is the car that Stefan Burkowski owns in the game. So like they should have at least accounted for that when making his fucking hat.
Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
No wonder he killed someone driving like this.
Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
All right.
Don't let that asshole get away.
I mean, I guess he doesn't need that door anywhere he's going.
That's it. Cuff him and we're done.
Get out of the car. Thank you.
Show me your hands. How does a vehicular manslaughter rap sound, Shelton?
I hit him. I admit it. I just panicked, but it wasn't my fault.
What do you mean?
The guy jumped right out in front of me. He came out of nowhere. There's nothing I could do about it.
Why didn't you stop?
I've had accidents before.
That's it. We're done here. The DA is gonna love you.
They weren't all my fault. I'm a surveyor. I need my license for my job. There were people around. A woman and a man were standing right next to him. I thought they could get him to a hospital. I'm telling you, it's not my fault.
The guy is dead, Shelton.
You can't be serious.
William Shelton, you're coming downtown. We need to talk about a manslaughter charge.
Yeah, this is something like that very immersive police car chase just happened. Yeah.
So where do you want to go?
Let's go to the morgue to get the vehicular manslaughter charges confirmed at the autopsy report.
We can put the driver in front of a judge in less than a week.
You'd be making a big mistake.
Run that by me again?
The victim was dead before the car hit him. 2 puncture wounds to the right side of the thorax. Second puncture reached his heart.
You're kidding me.
He was
Been doing
dead.
this job 23 years, son. No one's ever laughed at one of my jokes. Length of a bayonet.
That was a good line.
We found a knife in the alleyway.
Where is it now? Was it bagged?
By Patrolman Kaplan.
Perfect. I'll get you a definite match.
Jesus, we got him. Murder 1. We were right there and they tried to stare us down. Now they'll both get the gas chamber. We have the knife, we have the coroner's report, and I bet we could roll Sabo as a witness. Let's bring her in.
This is so weird because now I've been playing a lot of Ace Attorney. Like I'm used to cases lasting several hours long, and we just started this case, and we're already basically almost over. Like it literally is just a cop car or hit and run. Oh, by the way, it's murder. Case is over. And I'm so used to cases like being deep and detailed and like full of intrigue and twists and turns. But I forget, like, because the cases here, like, there's so many of them, they're short.
You've spoken to the coroner, Mrs. Patterson. He confirmed your husband's cause of death. We'd like you to come downtown and answer some
It wasn't me. It was Leroy's idea. Leroy stabbed him. I had nothing to do with it.
Where is Leroy now?
He's in the bedroom.
You're very good, Lorna.
Put the gun down, Leroy. If you do something stupid now, you don't stand a chance in front of the grand
Nice of you
jury.
to give me up, sweetheart. All that whispering in my ear, telling me how we had to get rid of him, how good it could be, all the money we could claim, all that planning, how to get him into the street, how to make it look like an accident.
For God's sake,
You had
Leroy,
all
shut
the
up!
bases covered, baby.
I had nothing to do
You
with it.
think I'm gonna fry for you,
He's a
Lorna?
crazy man. Shoot him! Shoot him, for God's sake!
It's too late, Sabo.
Yep. Oh, he went that way. Okay, he's got a gun. He's willing to use it. Right, but like part of the cool thing about Ace Attorney is like really like starting to know the details of the case, the people involved, like really learning about everything. Whereas here it's just like, oh, by the way, I guess
You come any closer and I will pull the trigger. How long do you think you can hold out? Put your weapons down and your hands.
Help me!
You look spooked, Phelps. I thought you'd been under fire before.
It never gets any easier, Bukowski.
like it's weird how simple these cases are. Like you see the hit and run and you almost immediately deduce the whole thing because you've watched movies before or episodes of CSI.
So, I give you a hit and run, you bring me back fraud, conspiracy, and first-degree murder. This is how a good detective operates, Phelps. You take nothing at face value. You keep digging and asking questions until you get to the truth. You got some sharp elbows on you, detective. I like that. Keep up the good work.
But yeah. It's just weird that that you really don't get to understand the intricacies behind like the people involved and the thing and like the relationships between those characters. It's something that I'm getting back into now.
Bukowski. B-Cop says he located a green Kaiser
We're
Fraser
like-
from the hot sheet. Address is 6 West 2nd Street. Get over there and see what you can find out. Go on. Sorry to inconvenience you.
But
Ironic, Captain.
it's ironic that the lead detective of the department was like, you don't take anything at face value, but
Keeps Mrs. Phelps in the manner to which she's
that case was also very surface level.
passionate, romantic type.
It was a pretty open and shut case.
I don't believe it.
So it's hard to talk about, oh, he's a good detective because he didn't take things at face value. He inspected the whole scene, but like the scene took like an extra 5 minutes to investigate. Tops.
They're calling her the Dahlia now. Wonder what Veronica Lake makes of that one.
What a case. You hear whether they're making any progress?
Oh, right, the Black Dahlia case, because that's a thing in this
Green are
game.
sweating this Manley character. I heard it'll be in front of a grand jury by next week.
Poor thing. Terrible enough being murdered like that without having to be dead. Strewn all over the front pages.
Fair. Cole's better cop than most cops, but that's not saying much.
Cole, just pulling out of the drive. Get him. Remember, we need him healthy enough to answer questions.
Healthy enough to answer
12-47,
questions.
Detective Phelps requesting immediate backup in pursuit of a stolen green Kaiser Fraser from 6 West 2nd Street.
wonder, maybe I should draw it so I can get like maybe one of the random crimes, because this game has like side quests in it.
Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
Where you could do like random street crimes. And they're honestly kind of bad, but maybe I should show like one or two of them off while I'm doing this Let's Play at some point.
Phelps. Take this guy out.
All right. Maybe I was a couple miles over the speed limit.
Put your hands where I can see them.
I'll call it in.
Why did you run from us?
I saw a big car in my rearview mirror with two tough guys bearing down on me. What would you do?
What's your name?
Cliff Harrison.
You're under arrest.
For what? What are you talking about?
Nice try. I'm talking about the car being stolen.
You're out of your mind. I bought the car, and I've got the paperwork to prove it.
Looks like we'll have some questions for the people at Coombs Automotive.
Uh-oh, he bought the car legitimately, even though it's a stolen car.
You purchased this car from Coombs Automotive Company?
Yeah, that's right.
And the ownership papers?
From the same place.
If this is a forgery, it's top-notch. This will need to be traced.
I will say this is actually, like, this is why I like Traffic, is because there are a lot of things that can, like, there are a lot of case types that can start with a stolen, or like a stolen or a hit and run or something like that, that can go into an actual case that's more interesting. And that's what Traffic does. This desk does best, is it brings you into interesting situations that, since their only common thread is cars are involved, you can do a lot with that. Where the other cases, like homicide and arson in particularly, they tend to get kind of one note as you go through them. Vice is actually pretty cool, because those are drug crimes. They have a couple of really interesting cases there. But in general, Traffic has the most variety in its cases, which makes it one of my personal favorite desks.
You guys might not have anything better to do, but I've got a class I need to get to. So you chase me around the streets and then you don't even tell me why?
The controls in this game kind of
Do you
suck.
have a criminal record, Mr. Harrison?
No, nothing like that.
You better give us something, Cliff, or we're gonna make this hard on you.
I didn't steal the car. I ran because I've got some wacky-backy in the glove compartment.
How much, Cliff?
1 reefer.
We'll let it slide. You're in enough trouble.
Look at Cole Phelps letting the drug charge slide like that. What an interesting cop.
Who did you deal with at Coombs Automotive?
The owner, Richard Coombs.
This lying sack of shit.
Either you stole the car from Coombs, or you're delivering stolen merchandise for him. Which is it?
Do you have any proof of what you're saying?
No.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
And he made out the bill of sale personally?
Of course he did. He kept a facsimile for his records. Check with him.
We're going to get to the bottom of this, Harrison. Until we do, you're going downtown.
You gotta be kidding me. I'm getting arrested for buying a goddamn car?
If everything is legit, Harrison, you'll be out soon. Until then, if I were you, I'd keep my mouth shut. Bag his possessions as evidence, and have him arraigned for Grand Theft Auto.
Right, Detective.
Do you know who my father is?
We need to get to Coombs Auto.
So the question was, how are like the desks tied to story progression? Basically, there is no, like, you don't choose cases, you just kind of go through them one by one. But after enough traffic cases are done, after the traffic cases are done, you'll be promoted to arson, or sorry, to homicide, and then you'll get promoted to vice, and then to arson, and then it'll just get, like, that's story progression. It's just story progression, basically.
I think he's telling the truth. Some of the most convincing people you will ever listen to are born liars. Usually they're called politicians.
Oh-ho! That typical rock star wit. And because this is the version, this has all the DLC in it as well. There's DLC cases that are added to the case, like that case with the counselor's car, that was a DLC case.
Another step. I have got a Buick Century sedan that would be absolutely perfect for you.
Detective Phelps, LAPD, are you the owner?
That's right. Richard Coombs at your service. You looking to trade in a black and white, boys?
Mr. Coombs, we're investigating an auto theft. A man by the name of Cliff Harrison claims he bought the car here.
Well, some people would say that my cars are a steal. That's a joke, son.
Very amusing.
I wasn't laughing.
I remember Harrison. It was a green two-tone Kaiser Frazer, if I remember rightly.
Do you have the bill of sale?
It's in my office. Walk this way.
What the fuck was that?
Phelps, you mind if I shoot this guy? He's getting on my nerves.
Same, Burkowski. Same. I forgot that happened. He's trying to get himself killed, is what he's doing.
Here it is. Got the original pink slip there, too.
Gene Archer, 146 North Fremont Avenue.
Here's some new evidence.
Harrison's purchase receipt was legit, at least. We have a couple of questions.
All right, fellas. Shoot.
Can you tell us how you came to buy the car?
Girl just wandered in right off the street.
Nothing unusual about the car.
Not really my usual type of vehicle. The price was certainly right, though. Nice girl, but about as sharp as a bag of wet mice.
Did you pay with check or cash?
A check. She wanted it made out to cash, but I insisted. Man has to watch his cash flow.
What name?
I made it out to Gene Archer on the Bank of Arcadia.
Yep.
Can you describe this Gene Archer?
Brunette, maybe 25, 26. Little on the plump side, but not bone ugly.
What was your impression of her?
Kind of harried and harassed. In a hurry to go somewhere, but no place to go. You get to know the type.
Interesting
When
information.
exactly did you hand over the check, Mr. Combs?
Close of play on Friday.
When exactly did you hand over the check, Mr. Combs?
Close of play on Friday.
So yeah, when people start doing shady things like that, it's either lie or doubt. This is doubt, but
I think you paid her in cash. This bogus check means that you can claim against your business insurance if it all goes wrong.
You got some way of proving that, Sonny?
no.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
I can't imagine reading that line with a straight face.
Why didn't you pay her cash? You knew the car was dirty.
I had an inkling. When people are in a hurry for money, always pay by check, son. Gives you a couple days to back out.
This was all above board.
Yes, of course it was.
No way, not a chance in hell.
Did this look legitimate to you, Coombs?
I'm in used cars, son, not bearer bonds. In my business, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Now don't come on all high and mighty with me if you want my help.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Coombs. We need to continue the investigation.
Hope you sort out your problem with Mr. Harrison. Go easy on him, son. Boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball. He's built too low. The fastballs fly over his head.
Let me shoot this guy, please. You have a pleasant day, Mr. Coombs.
Actually, I think in the 50s.
Check all the paperwork.
Who's it made out to?
Oh yeah, this is good. This is important. do I just not get?
I look for the ideal customer, son, and you ain't halfway dumb enough.
Oh, I just don't get a question now because I forgot I didn't investigate that. That's cool. No worries. This game is dumb.
Well, Harrison might be off the hook, but we can still run an APB on Gene Archer. Get on the horn and call it in.
Huh. Oh well.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Requesting an APB on Gene Archer, age approximately 25.
Yeah.
Suspicion of Grand Theft Auto.
I'll relay the information.
I need an address on a marquee printing company.
Marquee Printing Company, sure. Just a moment. Aliso Street, near San Pedro.
Messages for me, please.
A James Velasco is being held at Central Station on suspicion of GTA. Possible link to the Harrison case. They're waiting on you to conduct the interview.
Thank you.
People do, by the way, use those kind of euphemisms in the 50s. Like remember the language has changed, even in these few short years. So people use euphemisms a lot to refer to things that they others didn't want to talk about.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Here's a chicken and egg question for you. Do you think you have to be an asshole to sell cars? Or that selling cars turns you into an asshole?
You've got it in for everyone today, haven't you?
I've always got it in for car sales. Doesn't matter what they do. And why do they always think they're comedians when they're about as funny
This
as
is why Perkowski's relatable, because, like...
The quicker you sign on the dotted line, just to get the hell out of there.
Because I also, as someone who hasn't dealt with used car salesmen before, hate used car salesmen. They are very shady people. To this day.
Empty.
In the 70 years between this game is set and now, that has not changed.
We should go to the station, see what this Velasco guy has to say.
I guess I'll drive. Go to the Central Police Station. Oh no, thank you. Thank you, Burkowski. You just do that for me.
Detectives, Velasco is prepped and ready in 2. Another stolen car with legit papers.
Thanks. I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Interview room 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to
Crummy
stop
bastard.
one round.
James Velasco?
I want a lawyer. It's my car and I got the proof right here. Take a look for yourself.
I was married by a judge. The paper is real enough, Velasco, but the car isn't yours. This pink slip is a forgery. Hey, fuck you. Where were you taking the car, James?
Blow it off, greenhorn. You'll get nothing from me.
Right. Sure.
You're a two-time loser. If you don't give me something, I'm gonna ask the DA for the maximum. You're looking at 10 years, Velasco.
This is one of those topics where truth, lie, and doubt make less sense than good cop, bad cop accused. Because you don't want to doubt that. You want to say, I'm going to be the asshole cop today.
The paperwork they provide is normally a breeze.
So now we have the new clue of the auto racket. But yeah, this is one of those times where good cop, bad cop, and accused make just so much more sense than truth, doubt, and lie.
Does the name Gene Archer mean anything to you?
Nope. Never heard of him.
You're a liar, James.
Say that again. I'm telling the truth. I don't know the broad.
So they both have this. They both have the same address in their bill of sale. So
that's why you both have the same address printed on your pink slips. She's a mule for these stolen vehicles, genius. Same as you.
Jesus. All right, I know her. Stupidest broad I ever met. Always cooking up crazy schemes. I don't know why those guys use her. You happy now?
What happens to the cars once they cross over the state line?
I don't know. I just deliver them.
Bullshit.
Give me something, Velasco, or I'll take you back to the cells and tell the whole station you're...
But yeah, see, it's like where the first case we went from a bloody car to a fake to a faking someone's death. You went from a stolen car to a street racing / kitty raper. Now then we went from a hit and run case to first degree murder. Now we're going from stolen car to ring, like smuggling ring of stolen cars and fake paperwork. You do that. They do that like this desk does that the best, where you go from fairly innocuous crime and you just take the train of logic down to pretty severe crime we can get some good records on.
An address, Velasco. You want my help with the DA? Cough it up now.
A place on Industrial Street. I don't know the number. You're gonna help me out, right?
Keep talking, kid. We'll see what we can do.
All right, James. We're gonna check if this information is worth anything.
And if it is, I need your help here, pal.
If it is, then we'll know you're a man of your word, and so will the DA.
If it also feels weird to get your interrogation experience boost.
Yes, I am. Look, can we do this later? I'm in the middle of it.
Ray Pinker. I'm with Technical Services. The pink slips are all real.
Yes, we know that.
There's only one company that prints them in California, the Marquee Printing Company. They've confirmed that the numbers are legitimate.
You've checked them out?
Sure. They're on Aliso Street, near the corner of San Pedro. The guy I spoke to was Lightfall. Gordon Lightfall. Here, I wrote it down.
Thanks, Ray. This is a great lead. We'll get down there as soon as we can.
You joke about that, Kelly, but back when this game came out, a big
spotted by a patrolman. Western Union office, 253 South Hill. Less than a minute away down the street if you run. Go! You won't hang around.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
I guess I'm driving. Okay.
You know the broad isn't going to hang around, Phelps. Let's get to the Western Union office.
So let's go to the Western Union office. But yeah, a big joke was the way that Cole comes off as touched. The interviews where he can go from, I can't believe, I believe you so much. How dare you lie to me? You're a I can prove you're a liar. In like 2 seconds flat. It's disturbing.
LAPD. We'll take it from here.
God damn it. Everyone's against me. Look, just let me get my money and get out of here, okay? You look sweet.
Yeah, that was a big joke at the time, Calorac, how Cole Phelps just doesn't, like, something feels off by his personality.
Just my luck. To get the only hair sure cop in the
Because of the way the mechanics of this game work, it just doesn't feel right. Like, you can't play good cop and bad cop at the same time.
The car you sold to Coombs was stolen, Miss Archer. There won't be any money.
I handed over all the right paperwork when I sold it, Buster.
Gene, you've blown open the whole operation because you were dumb enough to try to sell one of the cars. What do you think they're going to do to you? Give me something.
I was just doing what they do. They pay me $50 to drive the car. I made $2 grand selling it.
You made $0. And if they catch you, you're dead. Is that all your life's worth?
Look, a girl needs things. I don't see you looking out for me.
How long have you and Belasco been delivering cars?
Who is James Belasco?
You're lying. James Belasco. I don't remember mentioning his first name, Miss Archer.
Oh, well, I think you did, didn't you? Well, I'm sure of it. Anyway, I don't know him.
sharp enough to lie to me, Gene. You and James Velasco share the same address on your pink slips. We have him in a cell.
Okay, so I know the creep. The pink slips are real. The home addresses are always vacant lots. Bigelow is always boasting that the paperwork is legit and that if we stick to our stories...
And don't try and sell the car?
Yeah, that too.
I also appreciate that Cole Phelps is secretly like a really good artist. Gonna have to make a sketch that realistic looking in like 2 seconds after he's met somebody. Like, there's so many weird details about Cole Phelps as a character.
Tell me where you picked up the car, Miss Archer.
Look, I can't remember. Let me go, will you? Please. What have I got to do?
Trying my patience here, Gene. I'll have the reporters down here and have your picture in all the papers. You'll have nowhere to run.
All right already. I get the message. I pick up the cars from a guy named Bigelow. 58 Industrial Street. Big warehouse full of goons. Now you've got what you want. Can I go? Please?
No, you sure can. We've got a car waiting outside for you.
Some career advice, Gene. Get out of crime. Marry someone boring who has money and will find you captivating.
Is this guy for real?
He takes a little getting used to, but yeah, he generally means what he says.
I like Burkowski. He's cool. I love everyone kind of lampshades how much of a fucking straight man, like school Boy Scout, Cole Phelps is. Femme imbecile achievement unlocked. Man, I will say this game has some pretty good achievement names.
You know the way. You can drive.
So where do you want to go?
Let's go to the Marquee Printing Company. Yeah, I
Girl, used to getting her own way.
Little did she know her feminine charms were useless against the impenetrable Cole Phelps.
She's not my type.
And what is your type, Phelps?
I'm married.
I know that. But you're not blind or dead inside, are you? Wait, scrap that second half of the question.
I don't know. Blondes, I guess.
Hallelujah! The man is human after all. Now we're getting somewhere. Yep, I'm with you on the blondes. Brunettes are fine too. And there's nothing.
We were talking about Cole Phelps' budding art career based on how accurate his sketches are of people in his notebook. Also talking about how much of a Boy Scout he is. Like, I do appreciate this game takes every opportunity to make fun of how absolutely straight-laced Cole Phelps is in a way that's, like, almost cute for his career path. Which is both good and bad, because Cole Phelps is by the book, and that has its own problems, along with the part where it makes him basically uncrossable by the norms of LA policing in 50s.
For you, gentlemen. I'm a traffic detective from Central Division. Who's in charge here?
I am. Gordon Lightfall. What's this about?
We understand that your company...
Oh yeah, we caught a dumb lady who blew the smuggling ring out of the water by selling the car used.
Have you had any goods or equipment stolen recently? We're running up against stolen cars with seemingly legitimate paperwork.
Not recently. Have you ruled out forgery? There's no shortage of talented artists in this town.
We'll keep it in mind. We have some questions for you, Mr. Lightfall. Mr. Lightfall, we're currently working 2 auto theft cases. Do you know anything about a car theft ring?
Certainly not. Why would I get mixed up in a thing like that?
We have suspects with legitimate pink slips that were printed here, Lightfall. You better give me something before I bring the whole department down here.
Don't be hysterical, Detective. As a matter of fact, we had a similar problem a couple of years ago. A number of used car lots were selling blank documents to a criminal organization.
Selling blank documents.
Do the names Cliff Harrison and James Velasco mean anything to you?
No, they do not.
Harrison bought his car from Coombs. The pink slip looks good,
And that points the finger here. Do you have any employee trouble?
No, I don't. They've all been carefully screened. Look, now that I think about it, the name Coombs sounds familiar. I think they may have been involved in stolen...
Going through the game again, I can definitely see why good cop, bad cop, accuse just fits better with the delivery of these lines and what you're actually doing in the script when you truth, doubt, or lie. Like, now that I'm playing through this again and like actually thinking of it as good cop, bad cop, accused as opposed to what the screen is telling me, I can totally see how that makes people play this game better by just having those options there as opposed to what they said when the game was first released.
But this really is irregular. Over here.
Look for patterns, recurring names, unusual addresses, anything out of the ordinary.
You certainly encourage repeat business, Lightfall. This Mr. Bigelow is a good customer. Sorry to bother you, sir. We'll let you know if there are any developments.
All right.
You can drive.
Where are we going?
Get in the car, Bukowski. Yeah, man, you're already almost finished on the case, and it's only been like 20 minutes. So yeah, it's just weird that we're already at the point where the case is nearly over.
I thought you Marines were gung-ho, Cole. You have a 45, don't you ever want to use it? I'll take the back. Just give me a few seconds to get around there.
Oh yes, we're in a gunfight now, by the way, so... How long do you think you can hold out?
Cole Phelps, LAPD. All of you are coming downtown with me. Reinforcements are on the way. Assist. Let me see if I can put one between you.
All right, let's get... I guess not coming downtown at all, are they?
Let's clear the top floor. I don't want to get drilled in the back on the way out.
All right, let's pick up their weapon. Honestly, the shooting in this game isn't that, like, difficult. It's just kind of tedious.
Can I get some cover here, for the love of God? That's towards the end. I heard something.
All right, don't shoot. Keep your hands up. Watch him, Bukowski. He doesn't move until I've tossed this place. Marquee Printing Company. There's nothing like going direct.
I'm not really using the snap shooting because there's no real reason to. It's pretty easy.
Betting slip. Looks like Mr. Lightfall has been on a losing streak.
There are enough slips here to keep them stealing cars till Christmas.
We've got a trail of pink slips and stolen cars that leads right to your door, Bigelow. You're in this up to your neck, but I don't think you're the man in charge. Take it easy on yourself. Give him up.
I do work on cars for customers. You charge in here shooting up the place like it's the Ballad of Bulge. I can't give you anything.
We know about marquee printing. You can make this easier on yourself by giving us your man on the inside.
I sometimes repair cars and put them back on the road. I need a pink slip to resell them. There's no problem there.
There are at least 4 dead men in this warehouse. A couple more. Punks won't make for that much extra paperwork. You'd be doing the legal system a favor.
Okay, tough guy. I get the message. Lightfall. The guy who runs Marquis. He's the big shot. He likes to spend big at the track. He owes people.
Lightfall. The guy with no luck at the track. Tell me about him.
It's one of the guys lying over there. You're right. He has no luck.
Really?
That's the best lie you can come up with, Bigelow?
Hey, would I lie to you, detective? I'm not exactly in a good position here now, am I?
Gordon Lightball owns Marquee Printing, a government print shop. He's losing big at the track.
He has these big government contracts. He's in hock over 20 grand. If the feds find out, the contracts will be all over. Lightball plays ball.
All right, Bigelow. The heat is off you. Play your cards right, and you'll be able to count your time in Quentin on one hand.
So yeah, that's as far as it goes. Now we go to go back to the printing company and arrest the guy we just talked to because he's actually the ringleader of the whole thing.
You're behind the wheel. And where exactly are we going?
Gee, I wonder. We've already unlocked a couple of... Oh, we already unlocked a couple of suits. Maybe I'll switch to some other ones later on.
Gonna take some cleaning up, that's for sure.
I wish it hadn't gone that way.
Well, we shouldn't bring guns to work with them. We didn't have a lot of choice.
You have to admire the barefaced cheek of someone who tries to blow your brains out one minute and pleads innocence the next.
Yeah, especially when he's surrounded by evidence. You know, guys like Bigelow spend so much time convincing themselves that they're not doing anything wrong that they actually start to believe their own bullshit.
They get sloppy. Bigelow, Lightball, all of them. If they hadn't, who knows how long they could have kept this racket going.
Complacency or greed. It's always one of the two that brings him down.
So yeah, another case solved, and we've already solved 3 cases in this stream, and that's a lot of cases in this game. I guess there's like 20 overall, so maybe not that many, but we've made progress.
You're under arrest.
You again? This harassment is starting to wear thin.
That line looked like it took longer than it should have to deliver.
We found a box of pink slips in a warehouse full of hot cars. You signed for them, Lightball.
I signed for all the orders and deliveries. You'll need something better than that, cowboy.
Save it, Lightball. We already have all we need to send you down.
I've had enough of this. You either produce some shred of proof, or I call my attorney.
You're in the hole with the organization. We know about the debts, Lightball.
I agree. I have a small problem. I'm prepared to help you in any way I can, Detective. I'll name names. I need you to keep this out of the paper.
You need to shut up now, Lightball.
Gordon Lightfall, I'm charging you with conspiracy and fraud. Hands behind your back.
Yep, so that's the end of that case.
The LAPD Central Traffic Division has today smashed a nationwide auto theft ring, writes crime correspondent, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here it is. Traffic squad detectives confronted a large group of armed thugs. After an exchange of gunfire, more than a dozen dead criminals were removed from the scene. The LAPD sustained no casualties. Damn fine work, Phelps. Now get out there and nail some more bad guys, will you?
Another case done. We brought the wrath of the devil on these poor looks. Says the yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's not homicide, he's traffic cop. Like what Cole Phelps does in his day is honestly probably a big deal. Like most traffic cops don't get this kind of like, oh, super big shot happening.
My family runs a shipping business in San Francisco. We used to have 2 ships a week to Tokyo. We've been in shipping for 2 generations, Hank. I've never been on a voyage anywhere. I feel like Odysseus in the beginning of his journey.
The Odyssey took 10 years, Cole.
This is the American century. America can rule the world after we win this war.
We need to stay alive, Cole. These men are counting on us. Have you heard what the veterans are saying to each other?
No.
Golden Gate and 48. That's 4 more hard years of fighting.
I don't know, I get the impression that Cole's boss in his current desk is like a gossip monger. Who's like, man, look at how awesome my dudes are. They're not as good as your dude. They're even better than your dudes. Your dumbass dudes in homicide. My traffic cops are better. Like, I think it's that kind of like, let's schoolyard gossiping kind of thing going on in the LAPD. Is that what's implied?
Phelps, Bukowski, you have a new case. 2 women, possible drink drive.
How is that a case?
The broad says she was doped and that somebody tried to kill her.
Where did this take place?
That's the bit you're gonna love. Right across the street.
What?
A Chevy Styline took a nosedive off the escarpment, fetched up underneath a Cola King billboard. Up to it, boys. We got bad guys to catch.
This guy was willing to write his own mother after I sweated him.
This is actually our
See you later, fellas.
either last or next to last traffic case before we move on to homicide desk.
It's a tear to my eye watching my caterpillar grow wings.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Educated, hardworking, straight as an arrow. I hate to break it to you, Cole, but you'll never fit in Central.
It's a little snide comment about the corruption at the LAPD.
You know the way. You can drive.
I feel like if Rockstar actually wanted to make meaningful commentary, they'd be really fucking good at it. But they just don't care. Like, it's not, it's an act, it's just, the fact is they just don't really care that much. Which is so painful to watch. It really is. Because if they actually had, like...
Her face looks familiar.
Well, that's June Ballard, Tarzan's sister, beast of the Amazon.
She's married to Guy McCaffey. The captain has moved to Vegas now, but the 2 of them still have...
Also, I believe Dan Reichert from Giant Bomb is in, like, one of the scenes upcoming.
Phelps, traffic.
Detective Phelps. Hey, Bukowski. Long time no see.
You could have called this in by megaphone, Enrique. Phelps, this is Enrique Gonzalez. Enrique was a pretty decent middleweight. What do we have, Gonzalez?
Broad drives right through the empty lot and off the side of the escarpment. Her story is that a movie producer doped her and her friend and sent the car over the cliff.
Was anyone hurt?
Driver's beat up. Not too bad considering. If she hadn't hit that billboard, we'd be scraping both of them off the pavement. Passenger's a Jessica Hamilton. She's just a kid. She's pretty knocked around.
Kid gonna be all right?
I think so. They've taken her to central receiving. If you want to take a look around, stall the ambulance.
Thanks. Do that.
One more thing. Watch out for the driver. She cuts rough.
By that he means driver's a bit of a bitch.
If you're looking for the coroner, he's down by the crash site.
I know what you mean by that, Kelly. Where you say that if they wanted to make meaningful commentary, they probably wouldn't be in the job, and probably not. But I feel like it's such a waste. It really is such a waste opportunity. Like there's so much there are, like, given that team what they're capable of, what they're obviously capable of, it feels like such a waste that.
There, played out on the trunk, and that isn't even the best part.
Looks like they're lucky they weren't more badly injured.
Must have been unconscious. Being relaxed tends to lessen the soft tissue damage.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that Rockstar's not willing to analyze itself, which is part of the problem.
They've been torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed in the young lady's handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
So, possible sexual assaults. Good to know. She's a runaway, too. Yeah, it's with Rockstar. There's also that whole like 100-hour work weeks being lauded as a good thing, which is also a problem.
Drunk driver?
Maybe not.
How so?
Well, a head I found without a body piqued my interest. See what you think.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Is it real?
No. I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head. It's some kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting marks?
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess, then painted.
So we can rule out the murder angle?
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it...
Nothing to say about anything is kind of yeah. That's the best way to describe Rockstar. I agree with Camster there.
Managed to tip their ride straight off a cliff. If the driver's in a fit state, we should ask.
That's one of the big problems I have with them as developers. Which, like, given their attention to detail and the obvious talent of that studio is such a disappointment. It really is.
Mrs. McAfee, we would like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
I prefer to use my maiden name, June Ballard. You might be familiar with some of my work.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious side.
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You?
Beast of...
I don't like. Keep out of this.
Yeah, she's one of those kinds of people.
We understand that you're still suffering from the effects of the accident, Mrs. McAfee. The officer says that you claimed that you were drugged. Who did this to you?
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
I don't believe you. Also, this shot, like, this is a particularly really bad face model, or like really low poly face model.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady. And don't bother your handsome head about this. My husband will settle the score with Mark Bishop.
What can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
I think you're lying, Mrs. McAfee. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, Sunshine. Do you have any proof?
Evidence is everything in the court of law.
Miss Hamilton's underwear were physically torn from her body.
She wanted to go to a casting. I took her to a casting. Whatever happened after that is between her and Mark Bishop.
Heartless.
We found a shrunken head. It was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel.
Also, the cool thing in this case is that normally, like up until this point in the game, when you talk to a victim or a first person on the scene, they've been generally fairly honest. Whereas with her, she is basically lying through her teeth, and that's a cool little diverging point from like where we start transitioning into the more serious cases in the game.
It's obviously some kind of movie prop. You must know where it came from.
I also believe this is like
In case you hadn't noticed,
almost like this is the case that switches from traffic to homicide, where you get promoted to homicide at the end of this case if memory serves.
That kind of stuff. Why don't you ask Mark Bishop which prop house he uses?
You mentioned a Mark Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He's a movie producer. As for his involvement, you just leave it to me and my husband to worry about.
I want to know what happened between you two that made him want to commit a double murder.
Bishop offered me a part in his picture. Then he withdrew it. Fact is, we had a deal. I pressed him on it, and this is where I end up.
Mrs. McAfee, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you accompanied Patrolman Gonzalez back to the receiving hospital.
I'm going to be okay. These guys can take me home after. My lawyer and I have talked to the news house.
Mrs. McAfee, you are still under the influence of narcotics, and you're likely to go into shock once the drugs wear off.
And I thought you were a heel. It's nice of you to be concerned.
I think we're good here. Let's go see what we can shake out of the kid.
Now it's time to talk to the other victim who's in the hospital. So far, we have... Like this... I feel like if it weren't for the way the game is progressing, this would probably be a case for homicide desk. Or no, I guess not homicide because no one's dead. But yeah, I guess traffic cop would be fitting. But... Oh, the shirt says not a werewolf. It's a furry shirt. It's from an artist named JD LeClade, who does the Ask the Werewolves, or did former Tumblr. But now I think he's moved on to somewhere else, probably Twitter.
Hello, Detective Phelps, here to interview a Jessica Hamilton.
Jessica Hamilton. Oh, yes. She's in the room, right behind you, Detective.
You can't hold me here. No, I don't.
Feeling better since this morning, Jessica?
Doctor, I need my lawyer.
My head still
Where is the telephone? Do you...
Hello, Jessica. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a policeman. I'd like to talk to you about your accident, if that's okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me what you remember about the crash?
Man.
It's all kind of fuzzy. I remember waking up here. Nothing happened yesterday.
tell the truth, Jessica. Why the big cover-up?
I'm not lying to you.
We found your underwear in your handbag, Jessica. You need to tell us what happened.
The doctor told me what happened. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a star, to be in movies. I told Junie what happened, and she told me to toughen up. That was the price of stardom.
Did she now, cold-hearted bitch?
It's not Junie's fault. It's not my first time. I had a boyfriend back home, but my father found out about him.
Yeah, this is definitely a super yikes situation.
You're still underage. We need to get in touch with your parents, Jessica, to tell them what has happened.
Oh, you don't need to worry them. They sent me along to stay with Aunt June. They trust her to take care of me.
You're lying, Jessica. How are we going to make this right if you lie to us?
I like that when it comes to kids, Cole Phelps is becoming particularly gentle even when he's accusing them of lying.
Because you're a runaway, Jessica, and you don't have your parents' permission to be here. Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
I went with Junie to this strange place. It's difficult to remember. Someone gave me a drink to calm my nerves.
And you know, if this was anyone but Rockstar, I'd be more comfortable with this kind of plot. But Rockstar has no real interest in commenting. I guess also this isn't necessarily Rockstar developing. This is Team Bondi. I should probably clarify. But like this, like these aren't people I would trust to handle these kind of topics well.
Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
There might be a kid, Kelly, that he gets uppity when they lie, but not most of them.
How did you meet Mr. Bishop?
Well, Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
What's the story with Bishop and Mrs. McAfee? Why does he want the two of you dead?
That can't be true. Mr. Bishop seemed very happy today. I mean, yesterday.
And that's why he wedged a shrunken head against the accelerator pedal and punted the two of you over an escarpment?
I overheard Junie speaking to him on the phone a couple of times. Screaming, really. She can be very hard sometimes, Junie. But they seemed okay yesterday.
Yeah, so we've got a abused kid, a negligent guardian who's technically not her guardian.
I know what happened to you, Jessica. Where exactly did it take place?
Please, it's scary. It's really difficult to think of anything.
Jessica, I really need you to help me here.
And good cop makes much more sense than truth in that situation.
Made in the movie too?
No, it was on the front of a building. We pulled up in front of the mermaid.
Thank you, Jessica. You've been a big help. Here's my card. If you think of anything or you need some help, just get in touch, okay?
Okay.
I think it might be a good idea if you went back home till you felt better, Jessica.
I couldn't do that, officer. What if I got the part and I wasn't there?
It's the tale of this town, Cole. Lambs that go willingly to slaughter. Who the hell is that? Must be her lawyer. He certainly expedited her release. I don't like it, Cole. Why is she in such a hurry? We should follow her.
My first tailing mission. You know, tailing missions in video games are always really, really fun.
There she goes. Come on.
Hello, tailing, my old friend.
You've got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
I don't know if there is a game in existence where tailing is isn't the worst thing on Earth. Because it's always bad. I mostly just like keep pressing.
She seems to have made a remarkably speedy recovery.
She stopped, which ruined the whole thing. Ay, 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 I hate this.
Ballard is definitely up to something.
So... tailing. Super fun. Best
He seems to have made a remarkably
best kind of
speedy
mission.
recovery.
Too close, Phelps. You're way too close.
It's that turn, like, she deliberately stops, which is frustrating. Yep, this is fun. This is fun and interactive gameplay. Whew.
Get in there and see what she's up to.
This is totally stealthy. This works in everything.
Want him taught a lesson. You know what I want. Well, then make someone else do it. You still know people out here, don't you? Then make some calls.
So yeah, she's totally ordering the guy, like a hit on the guy.
You get this done, or I'm... Wilson's Hotel.
This does feel like a Hitman, like Hitman, like blending. This is how stupid it looks.
Sure, I got the film.
Like, this does not feel like a real tailing mission. This feels dumb. Memory serves.
What's the story? I'm guessing she didn't stop for light refreshments.
She made a call. Sounds like Mark Bishop has a heap of trouble headed his way. I've got an address. Wilson's Hotel, apartment 803.
Oh, shit. You better step on it.
If he's got any sense, he'll be as far away from home as possible.
If he had any sense, he wouldn't have tried bumping off Guy McCaffrey's wife in the first place. Or he'd done the job properly. McCaffrey will break a fella's legs just for looking at the dog.
What did you make of the kid? Believe her story? I think she was doped out of her tiny mind and given the casting couch. Are you blind?
Hey, Steve.
I think she was doped out of her tiny mind and given the casting couch. That fucking bitch Ballard sold her out.
So if memory, you're probably wondering why I'm manually driving.
Why did they try to kill her?
The answer is that I believe that if you get there fast enough.
All units in the vicinity in car 11K, 11 King, a 415 in progress at apartment 803, Wilson's Apartment Hotel, 1220 West 7th Street, Westlake Park. 11K code 3, all other units code 2. KGPL clear.
Gun it! Let's get to the apartment before someone gets hurt.
Yeah, basically, if you get to the apartment fast enough, you can actually catch them in the act. But if you're too slow, then you come in after the fact. Which is the only reason why I drove manually. I think I didn't get there in time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed it, but...
You the cops? I tried to stop them.
It's room 803, left out of the elevator.
But I was too slow, yes. And as a result, the bad guys will probably get away.
Make it a hat trick of hysterical female witnesses.
So all that property damage for basically nothing. No, I got here in time.
Give it up, LAPD. I'm about to break your goddamn arm.
Hey, we made it.
All right, really want to dance?
And this never feels good, but at least we got here in time. I usually miss it. So nice.
Are you injured, Mrs. Bishop?
I'm all right now. Those horrible, awful men.
Perhaps you should sit down, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Forgive me, officers. I'm very flushed. I'll just sit down for a moment.
That's perfectly normal, ma'am. Take a moment while we look.
No, Enigma is too good for this piece of shit. Enigma is not Cole Phelps. Cole Phelps is a garbage human being, and Enigma is not that. Also, thank you for the cheer, Steve. No, it's a shame that you're coming in now because we're actually about to head out. That because we've solved 3 cases and we make a decent amount of progress in this one. So let's just call it here because it's almost 10 o'clock and we won't be able to make much progress in the next couple minutes. So thank you guys for joining me. You'll continue this hopefully next Sunday where you continue detective work at LA Noire. And hopefully on Wednesday I'll be able to provide some new Hitman content. Depends on if I'm on call next week or not. We'll see. So take care, guys. I will see you hopefully on Wednesday or Sunday. Close the game to bail out because my keyboard does not work anymore for some reason. But take care.